Welcome back to BIRT TV. I'm Mark Gamble, and we're here live at EclipseCon. Today I'm actually joined by Alex Schladebeck. Alex is with Bredex Gmbh and is also the product owner and consultant for the Jubula open source project. Welcome, Alex.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So I understand that at the show you've been speaking about Jubula and specifically exploratory testing and doing some tutorials and things like that. It's also, we know that BIRT has actually been integrated with Jubula. So can you tell us a little bit about that integration and how that's working out?
Sure. So the idea of Jubula is that it's a test tool. So we're automating tests and running tests, and obviously just having tests isn't enough. You actually have to analyze them.
Indeed.
And that's an important thing to do. And you have your daily test analysis. That can be things like looking in the test results and seeing, okay, what went wrong? What has changed? What do we need to talk about? And we use the BIRT integration for that. We have a report that we call it the comments report. You can write a comment to every test result that you have, and we have a nice little report that prints that out. You can take it to your stand-up meeting. Obviously, that's more useful if you have a lot of tests, but we do, so we really, really need that. That's kind of the daily test result analysis, but there are people on teams and within organizations that don't want the drill down of everything that went wrong on a day-to-day basis. They want to know the trends. How is it looking over time? Have we added more? How is code coverage? How are things looking in a more general sense? And we use the BIRT reports for that as well. So we've got some nice reports that show you how many tests you expected to execute, how many actually got executed. If you're using the code coverage, it can blend that in for you as well. Overview of all of the test cases. And we have, obviously because it's all open source, we have a set of reports that we use, but quite a lot of our consultants and other people have added their own. So I know there's a guy who has done a nice report that for his use cases, he's done a link to the documentation. So if anything goes wrong, he can link right and see, okay, has anything changed? Do I need to do anything? So there's a nice bit of joining with requirements and documentation there as well.
Nice, nice. That sounds like a great example of integration of BIRT providing some added value to the overall application experience. Can you expand a bit on the topic of exploratory testing in general? Tell us your thoughts.
So that's kind of the flip side. It's been fun for me this week because I got to do the tutorial on test automation, and then also talk about exploratory testing, which is manual testing. It's the flip side. You talk about running a test that is scripted, and that's always going to do the same thing again and again, and that's important. You really need that information. But it's also important to go and actually work with the software. There's the idea of observational blindness. If you're only looking for something, you will lose focus of everything else, and you won't see very important things, or you won't even know where your problems are because there are unknown unknowns, to put it like that. And that's something that is done manually, and I've been talking about that too. So even though we are very interested in automating, we think that's a really great thing to do. It's all about the mix, and it's important to put some manual testing in there as well.
Great. Thanks very much. We're speaking with Alex Schladebeck, and we're at EclipseCon on BIRT TV. Alex, can you tell us some of your thoughts on practical applications and benefits of Jubula in general? Sure.
I think the main thing is that we are working on improving the communication about software quality. That's a very big thing to say. But the idea of testing, in our opinion, is that we need to gather information. We need to know, does it work, does it not work, do we still have questions? And the earlier that you can do that, and the more frequently that you can do that, the better. So our aim is to get everyone involved in testing, not just developers. It's not a tool that you need to be able to code to be able to use. I'm not a developer and I can use it perfectly. And so that means you can get the whole team really interested in talking about this idea of quality assurance. If you are discussing a feature, someone on that team can be thinking, how am I going to test this? How am I going to automate that? And just asking those questions already usually stops bugs even coming in. And then at the other side of it, when you do have your regression tests, improving that communication by being able to do things like say, okay, here's the test result report, here's the BIRT reports. We have integration with external ALM systems, so you can say, I'm going to write these reports to Jira or to HP or to other systems you're using. So it's about, I guess, you know, the buzzword is application lifecycle management, but it's fitting in quite well, and by integrating things that are in the open source community, like BIRT and like Myelin and like Jacoco, we've been able to stop a lot of gaps there, and I think that it's about communication. It's all about communication.
That's great. Great insights. I think it's really evident that you know, all of the pieces playing a part in the overall benefit. And I think that's a really good explanation. Thank you. We're speaking with Alex Schladebeck. Alex joins us from Bredex, and we're here live at EclipseCon. Alex, one final question. Can you sum up, what do you think will be the top technology buzzword of 2014?
Okay, I think that it's going to be the Internet of Things. Just based on the talks today, it's something that we're looking at as well. And based on the talks today, I've been in a few of them, and every single one of them is packed out. There is standing space only. It's cool, it's awesome, it's shiny, it's something that you can see. I was thinking this morning in the keynote as well, it feels like we're living in the future already. And that kind of plays into that, so I think it's going to be IoT.
Interesting, and a lot of your colleagues and others that we've heard from share your thoughts, so yeah. Definitely. So thanks very much. We've been joined today by Alex Schladebeck from Bredex. She spoke with us today here live at EclipseCon. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate your insights, and stick around. You're watching BIRT TV.